How do you trust Christians if you have been abused by them? I got a heartbreaking and at the same time inspiring message the other day that said this. Pastor Mike, after decades of childhood abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, and sexual abuse from Christians, how do I restart my trust in faith and in the Lord? I've forgiven everyone, and I've transitioned from atheist to agnostic to now a believer in God. But religious events like church still challenge my ability to fully trust those around me. I want to believe fully. I want to serve. I might be in my own way. What do I do? Oh man, I just want to say to this person, and I want to say to you, I'm so sorry, and I am so proud of you. I'm so sorry. God hates abuse. God hates it. Jesus had the most threatening things to say to people who would mess with children. Jesus hated what happened to you. And the people who claim to be Christian that did this, I would seriously question their Christianity. They might have been those fake people of faith who said something but didn't have hearts that were right with God. I'm so sorry this happened to you. God is grieved that this happened to you. But I'm so proud of you. And God has obviously changed. You would have had so many reasons to run away and just assume that those corrupted pseudo-Christians represented Jesus, but you didn't. God has opened your eyes to see the real Jesus who is full of truth and justice and love, the Jesus who loves children, the Jesus who loves you. And the fact that you believe in him and that you want to be part of the gathering of his people, that is such a noble, beautiful thing. So many people run, and we see why. But the fact that you stayed is just evidence of God's amazing work in your heart. I want to celebrate that and acknowledge that today. And so what do? Man, if you come to my church and I'm preaching about the goodness of church and I'm a pastor who's God's given some spiritual, how would you trust a person like me or a place like this? And my answer is very slowly. I have an equation that I think about when it comes to trust, that trust is love over time. So you're not going to trust a pastor or a church or Christians the first second you see them. They might be very loving to you, but you're going to wonder, like, are they manipulating me? Is this like what I experienced the last time around? So I think trust, like a tree that grows little by little, is love over time. And that when you connect with a group of Christians or a new church that loves you this week, and then they're kind to you the next week, and maybe they were impatient with you the third week, but then they apologized for their sin. That's love too. That's going to build trust. You're never going to find perfect Christians who always represent Christ, but I hope you can find some safe and good ones. And over time, maybe God can turn that little seed of your effort into a sapling, into a tree where you can come to trust again. It says in the book of Psalms, chapter 34, that God is close to the brokenhearted. Verse 18, he saves those who are crushed in spirit. Man, those sinners crushed your spirit by their abuse, but God in his mercy has saved you. And I pray that the more he connects you to good Christians, to legitimate Christians, not perfect, but people who do repent and who do love you, you're going to grow in your faith more and more to see that those people were the outliers and that God's people really are filled with his spirit and do love. Thank you. Thanks for walking down this path. Thank you for trusting God. Thank you for forgiving those who hurt you so deeply. I pray that somehow, some way, their hearts would change, that they could join us in being people who grieve our sin and deeply want to love our neighbor. And may God bless you as love over time helps to build your trust. Hey, thanks for listening to Taboo Questions with me, Pastor Mike Novotny. You can find even more questions on timeofgrace.org/taboo questions and in my book entitled Taboo, Topics Christians Should Be Talking About But Don't. Just look for the link in the episode notes.